Good evening and welcome to the Tony Spalding Sports Complex here in the capital city, Kingston, Jamaica. And we're here for what is effectively a playoff. We're looking for the third qualifier to the Scotia Concacaf League, having seen Arnett Gardens from Jamaica, Portmore also from Jamaica, booking their respective spots following the Final Four playoff this past weekend. And Central, who were beaten by Portmore United in that third place playoff, will now have an opportunity to bag that third spot to the Scotia Concacaf League, which is set to kick off in August. So the teams are now taking the field. Of course, they are led on by the officials who will be introducing to you in a short time from now. We can tell you that the central team representing Trinidad and Tobago is to the left of screen wearing the full red kit. And of course, obviously, well, on the left of screen out there, the central team, and to the right of screen, wearing the full white with green numbers in the back of their shirts, is the Club Franciscain team out of Martinique. And we're getting ready for the formalities, and there should be a decent game. It's a very, very nice, cool afternoon prevailing here in Kingston, and it should be conditions that the players are pretty much happy with, and we'll see how they operate in this. So the Club Franciscain team just going across to meet the officials and now greeting the Trinidad and Tobago based central team. And the central team showing 3 changes from the team that played in that third place playoff on Sunday night right here against Portmore United. They were beaten by 2-0. And before that, they were beaten in the semi-finals by Arnett Gardens by 2-1. And the game set to kick off just about 7:30 local time. With just about 3 minutes over that, the teams are posing for team photographs, and in a short time from now, we should be underway here. As we look at the lineup for Central, as I mentioned, they're showing 3 changes. Tyrone Charles, number 9, he comes in. Rondell Gibson, also one who didn't start on Sunday, and Cadian Gabriel, he didn't start on Sunday either. So the players who have been dropped to the bench from the starting lineup from Sunday for Central, Akim Armstrong, and of course Darren Mitchell, along with Jared London, they're all on the substitutes bench tonight and hoping to get a bit of the action. The Club Francisco, of course, they are coached by Stern John, the former Trinidad and Tobago international, and the Club Franciscain team flew into the island on Monday, and at the moment they're leading in their league over there in Martinique. In fact, with 2 games to go, they're leading by 10 points, so they're pretty much wrapped up that. So look at the referee team. Yardel Martinez out of Cuba, and he'll be assisted, of course, by Kedley Powell out of the Cayman Islands, Iroots Appleton from Antigua, and the 4th official is Mr. Brian Lopez out of Guatemala. So the Club Franciscain team that you're looking at, and of course, been one of the Collins of France, you would have expect them to have 1 or 2 players in their lineup who have played at some point in France. Johnny Marajo, the number 12, is one such, and the other is sitting on the bench at the moment. I'll tell you who that is in a bit. Patrick Persin is another player who has played in France. That's the number 5. He's sitting on the bench. So you're looking there at the central team in their bright red, sprinkling of white. Being there at the number 19, Jason McConnell. Very lively player, and one who led the line for Trinidad for the central team on Sunday night. Came on Friday in the semi-final, in which they were beaten, and looked very, very lively. And Stern John went with him to lead the line on Sunday, and they were beaten also by Portmore United. So referee Yardel Martinez, the whistle in his right hand, the surveying the field, making sure that everything as best as possible or to his liking. And the team standing over the ball is the Club Franciscain team. They'll get us on the way. So we're underway here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex in Kingston, Jamaica. It's effectively a playoff to find the 3rd team from the CFU to qualify for the Scotia Concacaf League. And lest you forget, it's the Flow Caribbean Club Championship. It's still a part of it. And the Club Franciscain team kicking towards halfway tree, for those of you with knowledge of Kingston, and an early peeling off the football there for the goalkeeper Marvin Phillip from Central. He's had his net breached on no fewer than 4 occasions in the 2 matches that they've played this past weekend. So they would pretty much have a better idea of what the surface here and conditions at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex would be, as opposed to the Club Franciscain team. So Central on the attack. In the middle of the park there, the number 8, Jan T-Bon. Now Central wins possession. Cyrus. Daniel Cyrus had 2 good games over the weekend, one of the standout players for the Central team. Here in the attack once more. Cyrus. Looking for passing options. Picks out Charles in the middle of the park. Charles losing possession to T-Bon. There's Club Franciscain on the attack. This is the captain of the team, Stefan Abol. A pass was intended for him, but cut out by Rondell Gibson. Here's Central. Gibson. A bit of pressure here, Central. Self-inflicted, if you like. Rick Heasley could have gotten the ball away a long time ago, but they're building from the back, and patient progress they're making, centering their attack at the moment over on the far side. This is a captain, Denzel Tibble. Muckett, scorer of the opening goal in that 3rd place playoff. Neptune back to Muckett. Central just playing the ball around in the middle of the Club Franciscain half of the field. Now they elect to go high and deep. Trouble not yet averted. Clearance there from Club Franciscain in the shape of Yende Tariu. So quite start to this game. Here's Club Franciscain. And down the right channel, Johnny Marajo. High ball dealt with quite easily by Neptune, but it's Club Franciscain again. And was that a shot gone bad, or was it an attempted cross there from Jan Timor? Whatever it was, proved absolutely unharmful to the Central defensive unit. Muckett, big number 27, in the back of his shirt. The Central have done very well in this particular competition. They've won it twice before, but this weekend they found the Jamaican teams just too much to handle. Cyrus picks out Charles. Muckett in the middle of the park. Man over on the far side. There's Gibson. Good movement here by Central. Nice sharing of the football. A chance for Muckett. Miscued the shot there. And head in hands moment for him. He would have wanted that back, really. Opportunity there for Muckett. He's upset with himself. Really should have done much better with that one. Doing Muckett capable of a lot more. As we take a look at it again, it was Marcano just laying it off for Muckett, who arrived just in time, but just couldn't get the full-blooded contact on that ball. Would have been very interesting to see how Didier Sully in goal for Club Franciscain deals with it. Yendi Teroy. Nice return ball. Dejanel Mange. Now possession is won back by Central in the shape of Muckett. Turning the back ball was Anthony Wolf. Finally got rid of it and brings Marcano into the action. Marcano's wild swing of that left foot, good old-fashioned swing of his left foot. Charles having problems keeping the ball in. Did he keep it in? Yes, says the referee. And this is Tibble. Thought about a shot, and it's time to play the ball in the path of Marcano, but just a bit too much. I was too direct for the goalkeeper not to have picked that up. Play continues. So the Central team dominating the early exchanges here, having far more ball possession and asking most of the early questions. In fairness, they've really had a decent look on goal, except for that by this man on the ball, Dwayne Muckett. And on Sunday night, he was floating all over the place. He apparently got a free roll, and it appears as if that's exactly what's happening here tonight, even though he's going to be predominantly in that midfield area. But he pops up everywhere in those small pockets, Dwayne Muckett. Nothing really to shout about in these early stages just yet, as a Central team just playing the ball around. Decent surface here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. Of course, it's the home field of the former local club champions Arnett Gardens, who incidentally finished the second in the Flow Caribbean Club Championships on Sunday night, beat by Atletico Club Pantoja out of the Dominican Republic, who will go on to represent the CFU in the Concacaf Club Championships, and that will be in 2019. Big opportunity for them to battle amongst the best of US Major League and Mexico, and the lower tier for which these two teams are playing for a place in, as amongst the teams from Latin America and the Caribbean. It's called the Scotia Concacaf League. Club Franciscain in possession. Flickering header there from Franciano. It didn't find its target, and it has allowed the Central team to come forward. Wonderful feed there from Charles. Still Charles looking for a shot. Still hasn't gotten it. Kicked over in the area right in front of referee Yardel Martinez. And he says play on. No problems with that at all. And the Central players inevitably were calling for a penalty. Nothing forceful, but more in hope than anything else. There's Muckett. Had a good look at goal. Probably should have given the Central team the lead. At the very least, he should have gotten a full-blood shot on that and give Sully some work in the Club Franciscain goal. It's a game that has been allowed to flow by referee Martinez. Here's Maingi. Brought his captain, Stefan Abol. Here's Abol. Thought about a shot. Starts to play it off to Timon. There's a first shout in anger, and the goalkeeper with a quick reaction there. Almost like he was going in one direction and the ball going in another. And it was a very, very quick reaction. Smart thinking there from goalkeeper Marvin Phillip. Prevented the Club Franciscain team, quite frankly, from taking the lead. And the first corner of the game has come our way on minute number 9. In the meantime, referee Martinez has gone across to Charles, and Charles needs some attention, and medical personnel have been summoned onto the field, and Tyrone Charles clearly in pain and holding on to the right instep, so trying to show the medical personnel where the spot of hurt, if you like. Referee Martinez asking, you want to be taken away on a stretcher? Are you that badly hurt where you need a stretcher? And he's been questioned also by the medical personnel, and he says, no, probably he could make it on his own. And that's what he's going to be doing. He still has to exit the field and just try to run this off. A veteran, sure he has been in these situations before, and no question about it, knows exactly how to deal with it. But no question he's in a bit of pain. That should go away in short staff. But it's actually a throw near the corner flag, not the first corner of the game. Referee Martinez given the permission for the restart. Club Franciscain back in possession. Nice ball in the area, no problems at all. And Marvin Phillips getting his palms on the ball, looking quite assured. Early in the piece, just over 10 minutes gone in this playoff game to determine the third team from the CFU to the Scotia Concacaf League. And if you're joining us for the first time, telling you that the central team out of Trinidad and Tobago, they are playing in the red and white. And of course, their opponent, Club Franciscain. For Club Franciscain, a club that was founded in 1936, and they have a very decent enough record playing in Concacaf club championships. And we're telling you about that in just a bit. But it's a very old club. And as I say, they're playing in the League of Martinique. Here they come. Chance for a shot and goal. Another miscued shot. It's trickling to the right of Marvin Phillip. That shot coming in from their captain, Stefano Bo. Marvin Phillip. So just a little bit more on the Club Franciscain team as we look at another of the central attack. Firmly dealt with in defense there by Franciano Etinoff. They play their football at the Stade Municipal François in Le François, Martinique. Here they are. Trying to back heel flick there from Jean-Marie Mange. Didn't quite come off, but importantly, he got back possession. Here's Christophe Dujon. Ball was swung over on the far side there, and the intended target was Johnny Rajo. It's a bit too much on that one for him. As I say, they play in the Martinique Championnat National, and at the moment they're leading by 10 clear points with 2 games to go. And because you only get a maximum of 3, they've already wrapped up the championships. So their focus is fully right here and not having to go back home to concentrate on those 2 games. And their involvement in this championship, as we tell you, here's Mercado, a ball bouncing innocuously for the goalkeeper Didier Chouli, and the referee is pointed across for a corner. Very unfortunate there for Sully, almost caught out by an innocuous bounce clearly. So the first corner of the game to be struck from the near side, and it has gone to the central team and will be struck here by Tyrone Charles, having time to have a chat with a spectator in the stands. But he has a number of players in the box waiting on this delivery. There are 4 or 5 of them, and a disappointing corner there from Tyrone Charles. Great deal more is expected from a player of his quality. And as I say, Club Franciscain's involvement in Concacaf or CFU competitions date way back to 1987. They were beaten in the first round by Defence Force of Trinidad and Tobago, and they came back the following year and they made it to the second round, but they were beaten 4-2 again on aggregate by guess who? Defence Force of Trinidad and Tobago. And as go along, we'll be giving a bit more history on this Club Franciscain team, and they're now looking for a spot in the Scotiabank Concacaf League. Free kick to the central team over on the far side. Captain Tibble has walked away from it. He's left it for Dwayne Muckett, who has gone across to effect this free kick. And quite a number of red shirts in the area to aim for. A number of the players from Club Franciscain have come back as well to defend against this free kick from the far side. Let's see what it's like. Nicely floated in, and a header on. A chance here for Central, and they've taken the lead. Central have taken the lead, and the goal has been scored by the number 17, Anthony Wolf, and it came on minute number 15. Anthony Wolf has given the Trinidad and Tobago-based Central FC a 1-0 lead in this playoff game against Club Franciscain out of Martinique. So they're good value for this lead. The Central team, they've been the dominant team here tonight so far in the early piece. And even though we could not safely or say that goal was coming because there was no real goal-mouth action, if you were to bet on one team to get the go-ahead goal, it would have been Central. And that's exactly what has happened. And it came on minute number 15 from Anthony Wolf.
In favor of Central FC,
So Club Franciscain will now have to chase the game.
17, Anthony Ward.
Now the central team can settle down. This early goal, an early goal normally does that to the team that takes the lead and further unsettle the team that's on the receiving end. Here they are though, looking for an early response. Club Franciscain, they've gotten a corner. The last time they were involved at this level was in 2000, first round, and they withdrew from the group stage. And that was that for them. So 18 years later, they're back. And they're trailing on their return. Well, they've played a prior group before coming here, but they're trailing tonight. And Tibble, trying to get the ball away, succeeded only in getting over the bar. But it's a corner. The referee initially pointed to the spot as if to say it was a goal kick. I was just wondering what was happening there, because the ball clearly came off the Central FC captain, Denzel Tibble. But in the end, the referee got it correctly. And a corner, the first corner of the game for the Club Franciscain team, to be struck from the near side. In fact, the second one. And the same person, Jan Timon, doing the honors. And in the end, emerging with the football as Marvin Phillip from Central FC. And he quickly tracks it downfield. The height was just too much for Moquette, who is one of the leading players on this Central FC team. Just got sighting there of Stern John, the man who's in charge of the Central FC team. Mason Macano, the number 19, a ginger color here. Quite spottable, if you like. Unmistakable. The two of them on the Trinidad and Tobago team sporting the bleach blonde hair. The other is the number 13, Rondell Gibson, who is playing close to the defensive unit. This is Club Franciscain coming forward. Now their approach has to change. Just protecting the ball as it goes across the line is Tarek Samuelson. He too was one of the standouts for the Central team in both games that they played so far. They've played this weekend. So they have an extended stay in Kingston. They arrived in the island last week, Wednesday. Heading home tomorrow. Will they head home as the third qualifier for the Scotiabank Concacaf League? Only time will tell. This is the captain. Stefano Ball has a chance to shoot. Decided against it. He was charged down by the Central team. A third corner for the Club Franciscain team. So their response to that 15th minute goal from Anthony Wolf has been positive. They've not sat back. Have no choice but to come forward. They've got to get back on level terms before too long. Still some ways to go in this game though. But they'd love to hit back and hit back very, very quickly. Jan Timon with another of his corners. A header on the pole. Just didn't get, it was the faintest of touches. And nothing to worry the Trinidad and Tobago defense. Here's Club Franciscain. They come forward once more. This is Franciano Eton, headed away there by Central. The pressure has not eased on the Central team. Club Franciscain, a shot and goal there, and trickle past the left upright. So the response to this lead taken by Central has been very, very encouraging. Andrew Gentuil, latest to test his range, if you like. So we're on 20 minutes. This is Tibble, captain of the Central team. Came under a bit of pressure there, but he repelled a challenge, safely getting the ball away. There is Central. Their attack is now been centered over on the right. Acano, he has on him a number 2, Nicholas Zahir. Still Macano. Zahir doing good defensive work, forcing the Central FC players to the far side, and brilliantly done in the end, winning possession for his team by a throw. Throw to be effected over on the far side by the, just checking our team sheet here, Jordan Timon. So Central FC, as I mentioned, two-time winners of the Caribbean Club Championships, and another Trinidad and Tobago club, W Connections, also enjoying some success in this championship as well. He's winding up for a long throw there, Anthony Wolf, the goal scorer. Still the pressure is on Club Franciscain. Wolf, so 17-18, didn't quite get to Tibble, who's wearing the number 18, but possession is won back by Central. This is Muckett. Here's your goal scorer, Wolf. Mercado setting up himself for something spectacular. Ball just didn't fall for him. And unlike Cyrus to be under pressure when in control of the football, but Stefan Abo, the captain of Club Franciscain, was bearing down on him, and Cyrus was forced to play the ball into touch for a throw. Andrew Gentile, the man taking it. Zahir. Ball tantalizingly across, and the referee's whistle intervened well before Johnny Mirajo. So apparently the ball had gone behind for a corner well before that attempted cross was made. But Marvin Phillip on that occasion didn't look competent at all. We know he's a competent goalkeeper, but on that occasion, anxious moments for him. An in-swinger, just flashing in the back of the net. Well, the referee's whistle had intervened as well. So there are two balls, one in the back of the net and one at the feet of the goalkeeper. The referee probably wanted a complication, but it was actually behind. So the header went behind, and had me fooled. Apologies to the viewers. Really thought that one lodged in the back of the cage. Just fell right behind. No problems at all for Philip in the goal. This is Tibble with a long effort, trying to pick out Charles. He's done so successfully, but Charles forced away from the 18-yard area. Neptune has come in support, but Charles decides to go it alone. Doing well so far, getting a good cross and a chance here for Muckett. The goalkeeper coming Sully, and kick it away into touch for a throw. But that was a good chance there for Muckett. Got to the ball just about the same time that goalkeeper Sully did. So it was a 50-50, and Sully prevailed in the end, preventing his team from going further behind. Jugon. Some midfield tussle there going on. Neptune emerging with the football. Charles, a little sloppy there from Charles. No problems though, because Central retains possession. Marcano with his back to goal, forced away, and he now brings Rondell Gibson into the play. Tibble, now Neptune. Charles, Central with the ball, looking for openings. Now forced further back upfield. Good stifling play here from Club Franciscain. Now Central would have to start their attack all over again. Muckett for Central, playing it into Charles. Charles just allowing the ball to run across him. Ball to hand, says referee Martinez, and a corner, he says, will suffice for you guys. Charles thought he could have gone for a shot, but he just opened his body and allowed the ball to run across, almost like setting a dummy to Franciano Etinoff. So, latest in a number of corners won here by the Central FC team. I say it's a very cool evening here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. Nice ball across, dealt with there quite efficiently by Franciscano Etinoff. But Central again gets back possession. So pressure building on this Club Franciscain team. Flashing header. Finding Charles. Playing it back for Cyrus. Cyrus just jumping over the ball and leaving it for Musquet. And eventually Sully in the right place at the right time, effecting what amounts to a very easy save in the end. And quick break here for the Club Franciscain team. Trouble for Central. Here's a chance for Club Franciscain, and they've taken it. Dejanil Mange, the dreadlock number 11, runs away in celebration. And Club Franciscain, their response to a 15-minute lead by Central was positive. Just now, they found their way through the Central defense, and they breached it. Let's have a look at it again. Very good move here from the captain. He led that bit of play, and Mange, one touch, and the second was to deadly effect. Central made to pay. And there he is, your goal scorer, the dreadlock number 11, Dejanil Mange. It's 1-1 after 27 minutes in this playoff game. We remind you that the winner tonight will be the third qualifier from the CFU to the Scotiabank Concacaf League. So it's 1-1. We have a game on our hands. This should do a great deal for the confidence of this Club Franciscain team, who have been really coming into their own since conceding that goal. It's almost as if the goal has awoken the players. And there they come with another long-range effort. Off target there from Johnny Mirajo. But they've got the bit between their teeth now, the Club Franciscain team. They're now asking the questions. Central appear to have fallen asleep after dominating for the better part of the 27 minutes, approaching 28 that we've played so far in this game. Suddenly, Club Franciscain back on level terms and slightly in the ascendancy at the moment. Tariq Sampson will allow that one to run into touch, and he'll settle for a throw. Thought about leaving it for another of his teammates, and then eventually deciding to do. Here's the man who gave Central the lead on minute 15, Anthony Wolf. If you're joining us for the first time, let's welcome you once again. And we're coming to you live from the Tony Spalding Sports Complex here in Jamaica. And you're watching a playoff game to find the third CFU qualifiers to the Scotiabank Concacaf League. And the game here tonight is between Central FC out of Trinidad and Tobago in red and white, and Club Franciscain out of Martinique, the team in full white with green numbers and white stocking. This is Macarno. A shot. Nice reflex save there from Sully. Still a chance. Here's the other goal scorer, and who restored parity for Club Franciscain. It's number 11, Dejanil Mange. Under a bit of pressure. Did well to get the ball away. The ever-reliable John Timon in possession. Wonderful ball. And just unable to bring the ball under his control was Johnny Mirajo. Thought he was going to go for a shot. He wanted to bring the ball down. Really had an opportunity there to go for it one time. See what Michael Phillips was thinking. Marvin Phillips even. So we're on the half-hour mark. And there's nothing between the teams at the moment. Even contest we're seeing. Mirajo. Still Mirajo looking for options and riskily playing the ball back in his defensive area when there's so many options available. Here's a goal scorer looking for a second goal. Mange. Plays it off to Timon. Right-footed effort there from Jan Timon. Has been having a good game so far. He's been seeing a lot of the football. Lanky player, good range. and showing some good touches of the football as well. Just now that right-footed effort went awry, but Martinique-based Club Franciscain, I suppose it's safe to say at the moment they are the team in the ascendancy and looking more likely to score. But Central, not to be outdone, they're giving as good as they're getting. I suppose it's safe to say. Marcano, his back is always to goal. There's a tussle there in the Club Franciscain half of the field. And the two players going down. Yendi Thiroux, the number 17 for Club Franciscain, and of course Marcano, Jason Marcano from Central. Let's have a look at this latest effort. And in fact, that was a goal from Anthony Wolf on minute number 15, giving Central the lead. And then it took about 12 or so minutes for Club Franciscain to restore parity through that man, number 11, Dejanel Mange. Long ball played downfield, picks out Charles. Charles with a bit of change of pace there, and he's managed to conjure up a corner for Central FC. They've won so many corners, the Central FC team, 90% of which have come from this near side. And Charles, referee Martinez, now giving the permission for the corner to be struck. Nicely floated corner, but dealt with efficiently by the Club Franciscain team. This is Muscat. And Sully. It's looked quite assured so far. And number 27, Dwayne Muket, who is starting in his second straight game, having started on the bench in the opening game. One of those players that Central, I suppose, can build the future on. He's looked a really good player. And the goal that he scored on Sunday to give them the lead was a peach. Wonderful strike. Right, here he is, Dwayne Muket, right in cue. Falling over that time, almost dragged down was Cady and Gabriel. So he was one of the three changes to the starting lineup that Central have sent out tonight, and they've got a free kick, just about what, 25 yards. It's Terran John, hands across his chest almost, and his management and coaching staff they're looking on. Charles will strike this one right-footed. Pretty good direct and goal. I think it's in his range where he could, but no, he decides to float it nicely across. Here's a goal scorer, appearing almost on the same spot from which he scored. How did the Club Franciscain defenders allow him a second opportunity when they know what he's capable of from that angle? He's hurt them before, and just now he came very close to repeating the feat. Timon. Gibson was in the way of that pass. Here's Muket. And Marcano was in the offside position. Let's look at this again. High ball, and clearly Charles was trying to pick out the goal scorer. He says, Anthony Wolf, you know what it is like to score from that spot. Let's try it again. And it almost worked. Club Franciscain defenders have got to be a little bit more alert. Here they come though. Club Franciscain, a chance to take a 2-0 lead. Coming back off the left post. Very unfortunate there for Johnny Marajo. I'd love to see that again. The goalkeeper, Marvin Phillip, was beaten. That had goal written all over it until the left upright intervened. Look at it again. He got away from the defenders, and it was just almost like a stab of the ball. Went for placement, and the left upright undid him on that occasion. Very unfortunate for him. Fortunate for Central FC. That easily could have been 2-0, 2-1. Pardon me. There he is. Johnny Marajo. Acano giving chase. No, says Nicolas Zaire. This is Mouquet. Playing Charles. Will he go for the shot? Yes, he did. But he was charged down almost in the nick of time by Andrew Gentilu. And another corner to the Central FC team. To be struck once again by Tyrone Charles. He isn't taking most, if not all, the dead ball kicks for Central FC. And this is just the latest in the series. Another in-swinger. Finally, the ball is cleared away from the danger area. Gibson. Almost caught in possession. Ball got stuck under his feet. The referee bailed him out on that occasion. Central FC. This is Tibble. Not seeing a great deal of him in this game. He's supposed to be the man who is pulling the strings. Had two lively games coming into this one. Charles, nicely, delightful play to Meccano, but the ball was taken away from him, and eventually Sully intervenes. But Meccano and Charles working in tandem, unable there to breach the club Franciscain defense, but it was nice sharing of the football, good intricate passing in and around that danger area. Timon. There's a captain, a ball. Timon. Good work here by Club Franciscain. Lackadaisical there from Yendi Teru. Could have gone for the shot. The space opened up for him, and he decided against it. This is Timon looking for his captain. No way through for that pass. Charles has come back deep to assist in defense. Ball running away from Tibble. Here they come, Club Franciscain. Andrew Gentile with a free kick in a very, very dangerous area. In the meantime, Stefan Abol, the captain, well, not the captain of the Club Franciscain team. It's number 10 player Christophe Doujon. They're sending Gibson one way, and Captain Thibault coming to his assistant and succeeded only in kicking over Christophe Doujon. That's a Club Franciscain coaching and management staff. But this free kick is dead center, and it does seem as if Timon will go for it. Goalkeeper Marvin Phillip trying to arrange the wall in front of him. It's a long wall. Timon standing over it, and he's gone for it. And no power. No thought process actually going into that. It went straight to the goalkeeper, and it went harmlessly because there was absolutely no power behind that shot. It was from a really, really good position to strike a free kick. Referee Martin is coming across to Charles. Well, not Charles. It's actually gone to Andrew Gentile, telling him to cut it out. Charles, heavily policed here by Andrew Gentile. Referee Yardel Martinez spotting something amiss. Bouquet. Gibson switching the dimension of attack from right to left. Central losing possession. Loads of space for Club Franciscain to work with. Didn't take advantage of that. Martinique, of course, have had quite a number of established players who have worn the French shirt playing in their ranks, the latest of which was Florent Malouda. Last year they ran into a bit of problems. Malouda was not allowed to play for Martinique at the Gold Cup, having strutted his stuff in the Caribbean Championship. I know we're talking about club football here, but as representatives of Martinique, as I mentioned at the outset, you'd expect to see players who have either played their football in France or have some French connection, and the two of them are in this team tonight. Johnny Marajo is one of them. He's in the number 12 shirt. The other on the bench, Patrick Persin. With just about 2.5 minutes from the break. Didn't have a great deal of stoppages. Shouldn't see more than 2 minutes of additional time. Skillfully done there by the first yellow card of the game has come on minute number 43. Referee Yardel Martinez had a quiet game. This is Charles, and he's trying to escape away from Andrew Gittel, and Gittel is kicking over a skillful number 9 from Central FC, and he has earned himself booking, going in the referee's little notebook. Tariq Sampson. Now Cyrus. So the Central team is playing out the remaining minutes of this half in their half of the field. Now they decide to go forward. Charles was the intended target. This is Mouquet. Mercado. The Club Franciscain players were appealing for offside, but the flag of the assistant referee, Kedley Powell, over on the far side, stayed down. And now Club Franciscain can counter-attack. Not allowed to do so. Sampson says, not in my house. Number 12 for Central FC, Tariq Sampson. But it's a throw deep inside their half to the Club Franciscain team. Good give and go there. Yeah. Kicked over. No. It's a goal kick, says referee Martinez. So there are two Timons on the park at the moment. I suspect that they're related. So you have Jordan Timor and Jan Timor. They're twins. So 1 in 7 and 1 in 8. Not far from each other at all. Gibson. Long pass looking for Neptune. Neptune's first touch wasn't the greatest. In fact, he took his eyes off the ball and looking for the pass. But you've got to understand that even when looking for the pass, you've got to protect the football, which was the sin that the Central FC player committed just now. Here's Club Franciscain looking for the go-ahead goal. This is Marajo. He hit the left upright a short time ago, looking for a shot here. Now he gets it off, and what a brilliant goal! What an outstanding strike here from the number 12. He threatened earlier. This time he made no mistake. Johnny Marajo has given the Club Franciscain team the lead. They trailed after 20 of the 15 minutes, and just on the stroke of half-time, they're holding a 2-1 lead. Let's have a look at it again. He had in front of him Anthony Wolf, the goal scorer, incidentally for Central. He got by Anthony quite easily and went for the very same shot he went for earlier that came back off the post. This time, no mistake. He celebrates with his teammates in the dugout. Club Franciscain leading this game by 2-1 on the stroke of halftime. We're now into added time, and Club Franciscain, their response to Central taking the lead was just majestic, and you could see that second goal coming because they've been asking most of the questions and calling the shots post the lead taken by Central. We've come to the end of the first 45 minutes in this playoff game here for the Scotiabank Concacaf League, the third team from CFU, and at the moment it's Club Franciscain from Martinique who is winning. They lead by 2-1, heading back into the dressing room.
We look forward to riveting second half.
So the teams are heading back to their respective dressing rooms. Central saw a lead given to them on minute 15 by Anthony Wolf, wiped out totally by this Club Franciscain team, was playing some really smart football, and this has led to them eventually taking the lead. So from 1-0 down after 15 minutes to 2-1 up at the break. I'm sure they'll be looking to, at the very least, hang on to this 2-1 lead, or if possible, try to increase that lead in the second half. And conversely, the Central team will be looking to restore parity and then take it from there. But at the break here at the Tony Spaulding Sports Complex, it's a Club Franciscain from Martinique leading this game by 2-1 over Central of Trinidad and Tobago. So looking back at highlights of the first 45 minutes here, along the lines of the Central versus Club Franciscain game, and early bit of action there. Charles going down. This is Mercado, and the ball bouncing innocuously for goalkeeper Sully in the Club Franciscain goal. Here's the opening goal. Wow, bam! Anthony Wolf. That happened on minute number 15. A flick on header found him at the near post, and he rifled that one left-footed in the back of the net. Let's have a look at it again. That's a flick on header there from Charles. So Charles and Wolf worked well together on about 3 or 4 occasions, one of them to deadly effect. on that occasion on minute number 15. So Central took the lead and were flying. Here's the equalizing goal. Just peeling away. It was Dejana Mange. And goalkeeper Marvin Phillip had absolutely no answer to that one. Mange just pulling away. A wonderful pass here from his captain, Stefan Abrol. And they put it in the back of the net quite expertly and calmly. And this was an effort that hit the left upright there. That was the early warning sign there from Johnny Marajo. And this time he made no mistake, putting the ball out of the reach of Marvin Phillip in the goal for Central FC. And that gave them the 2-1 lead that you're seeing there at the foot of the table, at the foot of the screen. So Club Franciscain leading by 2-1 at the break. We'll see you in the second half. Welcome back to the Tony Spalding Sports Complex here in Kingston. You're looking there at the central team making their way back onto the field. They let a 15-minute lead slip. Turn John having a last word there with Anthony Charles. Actually, Tyrone Charles before coming back onto the field. And they must now work a way how to get back into this game, the Central FC team. And if you're joining us for the first time, welcome wherever you are watching our coverage here on Flow Sports 1. And it's Club Franciscain out of Martinique in the white to the right of screen, leading the Central FC team out of Trinidad and Tobago by 2-1. And an immediate substitution will be made by the Central team. And the player will be coming on is Jared London. So Jared London, the number 26 for Trinidad and Tobago, or the Central team, is on the field. And Anthony Wolf, the goal scorer, has been replaced. Very good substitution if what we saw from Jared London in the 2 games leading into this one or anything to go by. He was really, really good for the Central team. There's your referee from Cuba, Yardel Martinez. He's having a chat there with the Trinidad and the Central team player. Well, it's 2 substitutions because number 7 is on the field as well, Johan Peltier. So Wolf is off, and who else is off? So 2 substitutions. So Stern John's intention is very clear here. He's going for it. So Peltier, who played in Belgium at one stage, is on. And also on was Jared London. We know that Anthony Wolf has been replaced. So as we go along by process of elimination, we'll tell you who the other player who was substituted. But in the meantime, let's get the second half underway, like referee Martinez says. So Cadian Gabriel was the other player substituted. So let's just confirm now. So Cadian Gabriel and the goal scorer Anthony Wolf have been substituted, and on in their place Jared London and Peltier. Free kick won by Central early in the game, early in the second half. This goalkeeper Sully is arranging his defensive unit. Inevitably, the free kick to be struck by Tyrone Charles, the number 9 for Central FC. Swings it across delicately, headed away from the danger area. Scrambling to get the ball away, Club Franciscain. They've done so now, and they're on the counter-attack. Here's the man who gave them the go-ahead goal, Johnny Marajo. Told you there were 2 team-ons in the team, and understanding that they're twins. Jordan is the number 7, and Jan is the number 8. Charles. Bit of tussle here with Nicholas Zahir. Still Charles. Corner. Or Central FC. So a flying start to the second half here from the Trinidad and Tobago based club. Very good sliding tackle there coming in from Yendi Tabur. Needless to say, Charles is the man with the corner. He's tried on many occasions to unlock this Club Franciscain defense with those corners, yet to be successful. Good ball, nice through pass. Tracking back was Neptune. Actually, it was Tariq Sampson. And a free kick won here by Club Franciscain. Here's one of the two team-ons in the Club Franciscain team, the number 8, Jan. Also involved in the thought process is Franciano Entinov, but they've all walked away from it. Well, they're standing in and around it. The captain, Abol, is also there as well. Who will go for it? Does seem as if, well, no, it's not Abol, it's Jan Timon. Disappointing end to what was building up to be something special for the Club Franciscain team. Bit of uncertainty in the end. Or was it part of the trickery by the Franciscain team? Whatever it was, it didn't quite come off. Peltier came on in the second half. Neptune, ball last touch going off Neptune. Tibble. Neptune forced back. Now they can play it across the face of their goal, Central FC. Cyrus surveying his options. Gibson picks out Tibble. People almost like a director in an orchestra, calling and pushing and gesticulating all night long. Muket is passed to Gibson, ran under Gibson's foot, and it allows in the goal scorer, the man who gave them the lead. Here's a chance, a captain taken away from the goal. The ball ran away from him. And eventually, possession conceded to Central. Here's their main man, Denzel Tibble. He's a part of the Trinidad and Tobago 2006 World Cup squad in Germany. Here he is mixing it up in the middle of the park. Muket fortuitously gets the ball. Now thinks about a shot. Goalkeeper reacting late, but he reacted well. Is he hurt? Get the impression that he saw the ball late. His reaction would give that impression that the ball, he saw it late. This is Muket. Let's look. He turned, looked up, spotted where Sully was, decided to go for it right-footed. And look at this. Muket, even now, just now he's reacting. And even when he reacted, the ball had too much power for that right hand of his, but it was enough to take it over. In fact, he's favoring that right hand. The technique behind that save was poor, hence the injury, however minor it is. Seemed to have taken a knock to one or two of those fingers on the right hand. But if you look at how he went for it, you'd have thought that he was a beginner. Let's have another look at it. Look at this. Aha! He was calling for that injury. There was a poor technique, but then it appeared again as though he saw the ball late. Not sure if the lights had anything to do with it, but he clearly saw that one late and just reacted without even applying any technique or thought. It's just instinctive, just to make sure the ball didn't go in the back of the net, and he ended up injuring himself. It's going to take a bit to wear off, but it should be okay to resume. And the referees normally allow for that extra bit of time for the goalkeeper to be sorted out in situations like these. Because whilst you can play without a defender for a couple of minutes until he gets back on, same for the other positions, you can't do the same for the goalkeeper. So they allow a little bit more leeway for goalkeepers to be sorted out. And that is why Sully is getting the on-field treatment up to this point. It's not unlimited though. As you see, referee Martinez has come across. He is inquiring. What's going on? Is he okay? Do we need to have to remove him? What's the situation? And he's watchful there. In the meantime, the central team players, it's not a good thing for them to complain because it could happen to their goalkeeper as well. So even if they have it in their minds, they don't want to keep it to themselves. So referee's telling Charles to play the whistle. Don't go ahead with the corner until I say so. Things have been sorted, and now he can go with it. He swung in from the far side, and their header just flashing past the left upright, right upright, and the referee says a corner, and the Martinique players are incandescent with rage, especially Christophe Jougon. Referee wants to have a chat with him. No. Second corner in succession. Let's see if Charles can get one of these right on the money. He's gone high in swinger, headed away quite easily in the end. The clash between Mukets and goal scorer Johnny Marajo. Marajo runs away because his team has one possession via a throw. Taking their own little time to do things here, the Club Franciscain team. They're holding the aces. It's Central who have to come to them. Gibson's pass was looking there to pick out Peltier. Peltier had absolutely no idea where the ball was, but it fell for him. And he's committed a foul. Free kick to the Club Franciscain team. Anciano etching off the player brought down. Here it is again. Unintentional. You look at where his head was. Had eyes only for the ball, but ended up tripping the player. Wasted free kick. Central gets back the ball. Good movement here by Central on the near side. Going forward here is Tariq Sampson. Doesn't come forward a lot, but this time he's made very good progress. Now he needs a good cross. He gets it. Goalkeeper pulled away from the goal. A follow-up here by Gibson. A low grounder. Follow-up at Central. Well, the referee's whistle has gone, and it went before the kick was taken. So, no goal, but good movement by the Central team. Almost legitimately breaching the Club Franciscain defense. And that was all a result of the good work from Tariq Sampson. Mind you, it came to nothing in the end, but he did some good work on the right. And to get that cross in. Once again, wherever you are watching us on Flow Sports 1, we welcome you. And for those who have been with us since the start, we say thanks for staying. You're watching Caribbean Club football action. This, though, it's a Flow Caribbean Club football action, but this, though, is the playoff to find the third CFU team to qualify for the Scotiabank Concacaf League. Club Franciscain from Martinique. They are leading this game over Central FC of Trinidad and Tobago. We've played 56 minutes, entering 57. The Central team has already made 2 substitutions. The defense for Club Franciscain is resolute and alive. They can now counter-attack. Here's the captain, Abual. Shirt tucked, referee Martinez was right there. Had no problems calling that back. Correct call. Stefan Abual, the captain. Here's their playmaker, Yan Timon. Good move by Timon. just at the pivotal moment he was robbed. Timon back in possession. Tackled up strongly there by Gibson. Or first touch by Franciano Etinoff. Peltier. Long ball there from Tibble. Again, this well-organized defense from Club Franciscain on display. Referee Yardel Martinez keeping a tap on things. Good game management so far. Nothing controversial. Picking all the right boxes so far. Yardel Martinez. Of course, there were some referees, a group of them who worked in the early rounds, who are heading to Russia 2018. We wish them all the best. Zahir to Etinoff. Etinoff streams forward. Looking there to find Johnny Marajo, who is now on the ball for Club Franciscain. So the 2-12s clash. Jan Timor. Looking there to pick out one of the goal scorers, Dashin El Mange. So we're on the hour mark. And 30 minutes standing between Club Franciscain and the Central FC out of Trinidad and Tobago, and a place in that Scotiabank Concacaf League. Nicely taken on the chest there by Gibson. Ball comes right back to his goalkeeper, Marvin Phillip. Captain Abual. Now to Jan Timon. Abual cuts the ball back. A chance here for Club Franciscain. Charged down by Cyrus at the very last minute. But the captain Abual held up the ball very, very well and managed to get a good shot off. Just charged on in the nick of time there by Daniel Cyrus. Not even sure if Cyrus knew about that. Central. Macano. Charles! Just flashing past the left up right. Goal kick. Charles believes that the last touch came off one of the Club Franciscain players. No, says referee Yardel Martinez. And he'll have to settle for that decision by the referee. Goal kick to Club Franciscain. Martinique, one of the French territories. As is Guadeloupe. Here's the other Timor. That's Uran. Muket. He picks out Tibble. Tibble picks out Macano, who darts down the flank. Peltier can't get a shot off. Still can't get a shot off. Gibson Now Gibson gets a shot off. And scrambling across the goal there was Sully. Ball was always going wide of goal, but he was taking no chances. Right-footed effort there from Gibson. And Sully had that under control. Central FC, very young club. They were founded in 2012. Good move here. Ball just running away from Marcano. What a wonderful interception. Timely interception from Jordan Timon. Marcano can't believe it. And Timon is injured in the process, but a very small price to pay. Look at this. Marcano all but gotten away. And out of nowhere was Jordan Timon to stop the lanky Trinidad and Tobago base striker. And of course, Timon has to leave the field simply because the medical personnel came on. He was asking the ref, do I really have to leave? And the Yardel Martinez says, yes, you have to. You can always come back, but you've got to leave for the restart. Well, the captain of the Club Franciscain team was not happy that Peltier played the ball into touch for a throw as opposed to giving them the ball, since they were already in possession. But these things do happen sometimes, don't they? Tibble. First touch, not the greatest, but he manages to keep possession. Here he is. Again, his first touch almost letting him down, but he stayed with the play. Good enterprising play here from Central. Now they need a good cross. Charles with it. All night long, his crosses have been off. And that was no different this time around. There's a long ball played in. There's a captain for Club Franciscain. Dangerous moments there for the Central team. Charles again involved in that mix-up. Andrew Gentile has hit the deck. Let's see what was it. Here's Charles. Had eyes only for the ball. That was a soft foul. But that one that caught the interest of the referee more than just an interest. Tibble. Charles. Will he get it right this time? Still not. Murado. Cyrus was just towering over Dejeuner Minge. Marcano trying to, in one motion, spin and shoot. You succeeded in doing it, but the shot was a feeble one. So time is not on the side of the Central FC team. Clock ticks away. Approaching 68 minutes. Sampson. He's come forward a lot in the second half. And Mouquet trying to get a shot on a left-footed effort in. Again, the faulty shooting been the downfall of this Central FC team. In the meantime, we're noticing 5 Club Franciscain players warming up over on the far side. Whereas the coach is Dominic Jean. Clearance there from London. Ball back with Club Franciscain. And the goal scorer, Dejanay Mange, thought he was in an offside position, so he stopped running. And apparently his teammate said, play the whistle. And just as he started again, the whistle went for an offside. Turn John up on his feet. Guys, what are you doing? Is what he seemed to be saying there. Central FC thought that throw was theirs, well, at least McCarno. Mouquet, the danger man, unable to protect the ball. He gets it back. Now he plays in Peltier. Still Peltier. Very well-organized defense from this Club Franciscain team. It was breached on 15 minutes, but since that time, they've looked very, very good in defense. They've dealt with efficiently everything that the Central team has thrown at them. So Etienne is down. Franciano Etienne, the stretcher is quickly on the field, as if it's a bad injury. Well, he says no, it's okay. Still has to leave. But this could be eating up a few seconds as well. Not could be, definitely. So it's that time of the game that the 20 minutes just run away from you quickly. The aim of these two teams clearly to win the game, but eventually it will land them in the Scotiabank Concacaf League. This is Jan Timon, has 2 Trinidad and Tobago based Central players with him. Cuts inside Cyrus. Still Timon looking for assistance, and he gets some from his captain, Abual. This is the goal scorer, one of them. Dejanay Mange, he's settled for the throw. Again, he's eating up a few more seconds because he laid this for a teammate to come from nowhere. And the assistant referee says, come, get on with it. Macano, look how far he has come. Mouquet, skillful Mouquet, working well there with Macano. Peltier peeling away, and he shows too much of the football to Nicolas Zaire. And Zaire does very well to come away with it. Wonderfully done. He was heavily policed by 2 Central players, and he managed with his size to get away from them both. But now Central gets possession back. Nice bit of improvisation there from Mouquet. Peltier with a bit of international experience, having played in Belgium before. Shot from Neptune. Ball was always rising. So sprinkling of fans here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. watching Sully. He kicks the ball powerfully downfield. There's a push from London in the back of Abual, missed by the referee though. No problems there for Sully. He falls down on the ball. Every second counts, and that is why he's using them up. This is London. One of these second half substitutes. One of two used by Stern John to start the second half. Gibson for the high ball. And he picks out Tariq Sampson. Probably has forgotten his role as a right full back. He's come forward so often tonight. Tariq Sampson. Here he is, right on cue. The 212s clashing here. Sampson trying to shake off Marajo. London. Macarno. Showed a bit of the football there to Mange. But they still keep possession, the central team. They need to go forward with a bit more urgency though. This is Muket. Turns expertly away. Looking for passing options. Picks out the skillful Charles. Charles. Wide to Sampson. Delicately plays it in, and again, the organization of this Club Franciscain defense suffering from cramps there is Yende Teru. And quickly on spot to assist is Christophe Dujon. Referee Martinez is calling the medical personnel on the field, and Marcano is telling Martinez that the time is running. Make sure you stop the clock. Referee Martinez says, I've got this. Look at Marcano's reaction in the red shirt of Central. He's telling the referee how to run his show, pretty much. He's not getting any love from referee Martinez. A lot of gesticulating going around. Let's have a look at the game. As soon as he headed the ball behind, he landed, and his facial expression, we saw it with the live pictures, just told the story. And he's now taken away, and the Central players are asking referee Martinez, did you stop the clock? And the referee, I'm sure, would have said to them, listen, I'm in control here. Don't tell me how to run my show. Now they can get on with the business, Central, of taking this latest corner. Charles with it. Ball in the air for a long time. Comparatively speaking, that is. Neptune to Macarno. Still Macarno. Doesn't go for the shot. Picks up Peltier. Peltier was offside by a mile. So a substitution will be made here by Central. So Rondell Gibson will be substituted, and Jamal Crichton is making his way onto the field. Lanky player, looking more like a basketball player than anything else. And will they go the aerial route? Have they spotted something in this Club Franciscain defense that they can't get through on the floor and might want to go aerial? And so his height will be very pivotal to all of this. Let's see what the tactic that they'll employ here, the Central team. Here's Charles, though, skipping away from his marker. Still Charles, and a chance here for Central. Decision-making there from Charles wasn't the best in the final analysis. But Central FC, they've used up all three substitutions already, so they've got to make do with the players who are on the field. This is Macarno skipping away. Still Macarno. The lines of communication between Macarno and who's the player over on the far side? That looks like Jamil Neptune. The lines of communication got tied up there. 13 minutes. Actually, less than 13 minutes to go. And Club Franciscain of Martinique holding a very crucial but a very slim 2-1 lead. They fell behind after 15 minutes. And 30 minutes later, they were leading 2-0 heading into the half, and they've protected that lead very well so far. So much so they have only a matter of 12 minutes to see this one out, plus stoppage time. Meccano swings the ball dangerously in, but Jordan Timon get a header on. Charles just bundle off the ball. Captain Abual has come all the way back in defense. So they're very determined to hold on to this lead. Club Franciscain. Mange has Neptune on him. Skips away from Neptune. Tibble. Samson is streaming forward and calling for it. And he gets it. With a huge part of their offense, Samson in this second half. And he's a right full back. He can afford to come forward, and he's been allowed to come forward a lot. Central, looking for a cross. Again, Timon in the way. Easy does it for the Club Franciscain defense. I've been very impressed with the way they've been organizing themselves whenever the Central team come calling. So not too long from now, we'll be in the single digit on the clock. I'm sure the Central team must be mindful of that. No urgency from Central in these very crucial closing stages of the game. Will they leave Kingston, Jamaica with 3 defeats from 3 games? Or will Club Franciscain, we're only playing this one-off game, take the points and take the place? Just about 10 or so minutes to find that out. Charles looking to change the trajectory of the game. Samson, very well. Not that. Did well to get away from his marker. They needed to be a bit more proficient in his decision making. Look at that, he got away from Abual, the captain. In fact, the ball went behind for a goal kick, even before it hit the upright. So we're into the last 10 minutes of normal time. Captain Tibble looking for options, not seeing any, but taking the opportunity to inch a step closer to the Franciscain danger area. But again, another of their attacks thwarted. Jan Timon. Captain Stephane Abual working in tandem with Timon. Still Timon. Gets a bit of assistance from his captain. Now the ball is with Marajo. Marajo playing it well ahead of Maine. Does he have the legs to keep it in? No. The ball was always favored to get away from Mange. Not sure what Marajo was thinking. But now Club Franciscain is making a substitution, and they're going to be bringing on their number 9 player. Unfortunately, we don't have a number 9 on the team sheet handed to us. So we'll try to get... So we know that Marajo is...
Number 9, Philip Piccone.
Well, it's 9 for 12. Marajo is out, so it's Piccone. So it's Philip Piccone. And Philip Piccone is listed as number 3 on our team sheet here. So we got the numbers all wrong. So on the team sheet he's listed as number 3, but on his shirt and his shorts, number 9. So Marajo, who's been having a good game, the man who gave them the lead, has been substituted So you notice the latest player to make his way onto the field, Perconi. Apparently, it's a like for like. Here he is, into the attack almost immediately, operating as a lone striker now, as most of the players are back behind the ball, protecting this 2-1 lead. So the idea was to get fresh legs to keep some of the central players home. Mouquet, Charles, full-blooded left-footed effort, charged down by Jordan Timon. Central, come at it again. A header by Marcano. Well, actually, he was kind of push on the ball. He was just trying to play the ball down for Peltier. But again, supreme organization of this Club Franciscain defense on show once more. We're in the 84th minute. Club Franciscain, less than 10 minutes for sure away from booking that spot to the Scotiabank Concacaf League. And good cross is needed. Good cross wasn't had. Marvin Phillip grabbed this one easily and gets the restart immediately. Mouquet has gone forward to receive this one. And a shot coming in. The goalkeeper caught out. Here's Mouquet again. The ball running away from him. So 2 bites of the cherry for Central. None taken. Let's have a look at what happened here. Here's the number 24 who came on, the goalkeeper again. Not sure if he's seeing the balls late. His reaction is telling us that. And what would be the reason for that? So they're going to be sacrificing Andrew Gentil and Jordik Efistion will be coming on. So the second substitution for Club Franciscain, that will buy them a few more seconds, possibly even a minute. But at the moment, this is Jan Timon on the ball. Christophe Jougon. Timon streams forward. 3 against 3. Will Timon go for the shot? Yes, he does. Wasn't in control of that shot. That's almost... ball almost getting away from him. He was stretching while effecting that shot. Because of that, shot was rising. So the substitution will be effected now. That's actually the 18. As I told you, Andrew Gentil and Jurek Efistion is on for the remaining 4 minutes of normal play. Plus what referee Yardel Martinez will be adding for stoppages. There's the midfield generals Christophe Dujon. Long ball forward, Sampson cutting that pass out. Not a wild clearance there. Manu just came onto the field and almost immediately in the action, Efistion. Charles, can he for once deliver a good cross or a telling cross or one that brings result? There is the answer. Captain Aboual. Now, it's going to say 3 against 3. Sure what the referee blew for. Didn't look like there was an offside to me. Maybe that's why I'm not the referee. Here's Sampson. Has a number of red shirts to aim for. Early, quick cross. But cut out there by Efistion. Sampson will get a chance to restart this attack. Tibble. Again, the Club Franciscain players are back in numbers and crowding out these central players. Mange, who brought them back on level terms. London should not have allowed that ball to drop. It's a dangerous play. And as you see there, the Club Franciscain team is trying to capitalize. This is Picconi. And London has done well to get back possession from him. Oh, it was lesson learned there from London. Not with the opposition so close. You don't allow the football to drop. Do something with it. Muket. Akano. Good, nice shearing of the football here by Central FC. Charles was the intended target. Ball taken away from him at the very, very last minute. But Jamal Crichton is doing a good job holding up the ball in those crucial areas for Central FC. But here comes Club Franciscain. An opportunity there for Captain Abual. Didn't manage to get it on target. We're in the 89th minute. It's a time of the game that you look across to the fourth official, Brian Lopez, playing that role today. Ball played into Macarno. Good save by goalkeeper Sully. He stuck out a telescopic right leg and he's given up a corner. But for once, the Club Franciscain defense was not alert or alive to that danger. And they almost pay. That's more like it from the Club Franciscain defense. But the Central team is probing. They're huffing and puffing. Can they blow this house down? A header just skimming the crossbar. And that header coming there from Cyrus. Left all the way from his defensive quarters. He's pretty much aware of the urgency. And he stayed there. He's not going back into his defensive area. Macarno. Another clearance by the Club Franciscain defense. So 5 added minutes. And shortly we'll be in the first of those 5 minutes. So Central FC, not sure if they're yet aware of the 5 minutes of added time because the signboard has not yet gone up. Now it is. And if they didn't know, now they know. They still have a bit of time to draw level in this game. Free kick won here by Club Franciscain. They're in no rush to get this free kick going. Let's have a look at it again. That's Tibble here. Let's see if he handled the ball. Can't see that as a foul from a physical play. Cyrus. Inching deeper. The defense of Club Franciscain is backing away. It's allowing the Central players to come at them. They're confident that they can deal with anything that comes into the 18-yard area. Now they're tested. Goalkeeper Sully. Will he fall on it? Take your pick. He's been doing that since minute number 29. Why would he not do it in added time? It's a smart thing to do. I'm sure he has bought himself at least 10 seconds there. Stern John, dreading another defeat. He's staring another defeat in the eyes. Beaten in the semifinals. Beaten for 3rd place. And now looks as if he's going to be beaten for 4th place as well. Muket, can he do something about it? Or this man Charles. Nice cross! The danger still not yet averted. No, it has. Partially. Because Tibble takes possession back for Central. So Central getting the opportunities in the box. But they're yet to make it count. Big clearance there. Coming in from the pint size. Nicholas Zahir. Not big in size, but big on heart, I'm sure. Not a great deal of time left in this one. We're halfway through the 5 added minutes. Now the Central team showing the kind of urgency that a team trailing 2-1 with less than 3 minutes to go should be showing. This is Tyrone Charles. He's worked a real good shift for Central. He's taken all their spot kicks, including the corners. Here's his latest. Goalkeeper Silly will fall on this one again. The question is, how long will it take him to get back up? Less than 2 minutes to go. And Club Franciscain in sight of that fourth spot. There you have it. The coach will look at that watch maybe for another 20 times before the end of this game. He wants to make sure that 5 minutes and only 5 minutes, but that's the referee's prerogative. Here is Timor. A chance here for Franciscain. Well, referee's whistle went. It was an outside position. Here they come again. Christophe Dujon. All is back in quickly. Just over a minute to go in the game. And Club Franciscain now a minute away from booking that 4th spot. So that's Scotiabank Concacaf League. They're not doing their chances any good with those wayward passes because it's only eating up the seconds. Club Franciscain will tell you they have absolutely no problems with it. In fact, it's taking them a while to get to this throw. Referee Martinez is urging Jordan Timor to get to the ball quickly. So the two Timors are working here in tandem. Jordan and Jan. It's merely seconds left in this game. Philip boots it deep in the area. Is there one last chance left for Central? And you bet. So the 5 minutes are up. And it does seem as if Central, well, in fact, the referee says the game is over. And you can hear the shouts of elation and joy from the bench of Club Franciscain from Martinique. They've beaten Central FC out of Trinidad and Tobago 2-1. A happy bunch heading to the Scotiabank Concacaf League. They are winners tonight by 2-1, and that is what it means to them. Club Franciscain out of Martinique, a very good season for them. They're leading their league back home by 10 points with 2 games to go. So they're champions-elect back home in their league, and now they're heading to the big party. That's the Scotiabank Concacaf League. They're winners here tonight by 2-1.
I want to thank everybody for supporting the Flow Concacaf Caribbean Club Championship. And we hope to see you again. Please make it home safely. Thank you.
And you can't say they don't deserve this victory. They looked second best for much of the first 20-25 minutes. But having conceded that goal, it served as a wake-up call for them. And goodness me,